Let's first check in with the sensation around the neck and the shoulders. So you might drop your chin towards your chest, make little semicircles along your décolleté. You could roll your shoulder blades, shoulders around, and just notice what sensation you have there. If there's any kind of imagery that comes to mind, sometimes I feel or picture soapy water under my shoulder blades. And sometimes I find little sticky chunks. Just having a nice baseline. And also try, if you haven't yet, lifting your chin forward and up, both to sense how open the front of the neck feels, but also notice if there's any kind of pinch or compensation towards the back. And you could, again, make some rainbows with your chin side to side here, see how that feels. And then as you're ready, just come back to what feels like a neutral place. And then we're going to add a little tension to continue exploring the neck. So just take your hands behind the base of your skull here and push your head back towards your hands. I'm going at a fairly gentle amount. I don't think that we need a lot when it comes to the neck. But as you push your head back, push your palms a little bit forward, and then maybe even glide the palms up a little to traction the base of your skull. So just finding that support between your hands and your neck muscles. And then play around a little on your own. The first thing you might do is let the hands win just a little bit and begin to push your chin towards your chest. But go for the sensation of, I suppose, connection, like letting the tension allow you to make some connections from your head down the spine. Then you could push your head back, returning towards the start. You might even look up a little bit, creating a little more contraction at the base of the neck. That's our engage. And then you could use your hands to elongate. Beautiful. Yeah. So if you haven't already, you can add some exploration of your own, maybe a little rotation. And I cannot stress enough, over the years that I've been working with the neck like this, I really think that less is more. And the tension can really amplify some subtle tensions or imbalances. We really don't need to do a lot at the neck. Think about this more in a restorative way. Great. Of course, if I'm saying all that and you're like, "No, I need to go harder." Well, you do you, your body. It's just my suggestion here. I really like having this as a tool in my toolkit, especially when I'm traveling. And then let's relax the arms when you're ready and just kind of let the circulation return. Yeah, you might want to move your shoulder blades once again, just checking it out. Good. Let's go to the sides of the neck next. So we started at the back. We're going to go to the sides. Just take your opposite hand towards your head. There's a whole series of these in one of your on-demand classes. There's a little shorter video for, I think I called it neck revival. So you can always revisit these either in the replay or in that one. So bring your ear towards your shoulder, away from the arm that's working. That's where we're engaging. And then as you elongate, you're going to, again, kind of give your head a lift and a slight stretch away. Now, rather than releasing and creating almost like a fault line for your neck, you want to maintain the resistance, which will distribute that tension. You may find that you don't go as far, but you'll feel a different layer of sensation. Good. And let's just do a couple of these, more than a couple, a few. And maybe on that last one or two, you could add a little cross fibering once again. So you could come to the side, find a place to pause where you're still supported. And again, less is more, but you could turn your chin a little bit down and up as you keep the tension. So you'll be fanning around the sides of the neck muscles. The movement I'm doing is maybe even a little larger than I would normally do, just so that you get the idea. And then bring your head back to center. Really try to center it here and pause. Push your head to your palm and hold. So we're just creating a little set after that deep stretch. And then let it go. Just notice before we go to the other side if you feel a difference, maybe in the neck, maybe in your face. Sometimes I feel a difference inside my mouth, in my tongue, or in the cheekbone area. So you might notice that. Good. And then when you're ready, we can go over to the other side. So we're pressing, engaging away from the working arm, shortening the side of the neck muscles. There you go. And then elongate by lifting up and stretching over. I actually like to keep a light amount of tension in both directions, um, just because I feel like it makes my neck feel a little more stable. But you also have the option to relax as you come back to the start. And then on the last one or two sets, you can add that little bit of cross fibering. So after you stretch over to the side, you can find a place to pause along that path and then nod your chin down and up. And then as you come back up, find the center, pause, and just push your head sideways into your palm, like you're setting the side of your neck for about a breath. Beautiful. And then you can release that. And then the next thing that we'll do is for this front area, specifically around our kind of platysma muscle. So this is a pretty superficial muscle that runs along the front and up onto the face. So for this one, again, not a ton of tension, but a little bit goes a long way. I'm going to have my same arm as the side I'm going to stretch. I'm just going to rest that fingertip along my collarbones. I just like having that there. And then your other hand is going to go under your chin around your jawline. You can decide how you like to have your hand here. I usually like the back of my hand resting. It just feels kind of nice. So this is going to be lifting my jaw in a moment. To engage across that platysma, you're going to turn your chin towards the collarbone with the fingertips. To elongate, we're going to use that helper hand under the jaw to pull the chin away from the collarbone, and then a very slight rotation away from the collarbone. So little twist, beautiful. It doesn't require a lot of tension. And then start over again. Bring it down. Now, if you find that the back of your neck starts feeling a little pinchy or that you're feeling tension there, I would say that's a sign you're going a little too far. We want to keep the stretch in the front. So again, less is more. You can also add a little traction by kind of pulling the jaw forward as you take it around. I really like that little extra spread, as I call it. I'm going to do 3 on this side. You do you. If you have practices like gua sha or facial massage, this is a really nice one to warm up before you start in on your face. Good. And then just relax when you're ready. Whew, I'm feeling a little drainage. That's fun. Nice. Good. Good one before a party. Open the face up. Yeah. Let's try the other side when you're ready. So take your fingertips down to stabilizing that superficial tissue on the collarbone, and then your other hand to the jaw. Turn your chin down towards the collarbone so the hands are coming together. And then just a light tension as you lift and twist away. Nice. Yep. So again, as I mentioned, the platysma is a pretty superficial muscle, meaning it's closer to the surface for us. We don't need to use a lot of tension here to address this area. Oh, feels like such a relief. I don't know. Whew, when you're done, enjoy. And then let's just to move, we've got some new space here. Very feather light fingertips. You can just go, I like from behind where the lymph nodes are at the ears, just down the side front of the neck. So kind of along where we stretched. And then if we're talking lymph, exactly, Heather's on it already. We definitely want to get the terminus so that we don't get that lymph all junked up in there. So you can just kind of massage around the collarbone area, little pumps. And then why not, since this is lung season, to take your angel hands and just work them down into the front of your chest, just along the little chest nest here, which is around some really key lung points. Take a couple breaths. Mm. I'm getting some drainage. Glorious. Let's continue our exploration unless you're like, hey, that's all I needed for today. I'm going to just meditate for the rest of the time. Good on you. For the rest of us, we'll